horse drifted alarmingly in the betting was, Felsted in the morning continued to drift. It was late on the exchanges to lose. It was something you'd see in a Dick Francis novel, Charles Buttons.
The ground is soft. It's not.
It's heavy.
It's soft on times.
It's heavy.
Okay.
Hello and welcome. Yes, it is that time of week again. The band are back together. We've got rid of the awful Dineen and Blake, and now we've got some worse people coming to your ears this weekend. It's me, John and Chris, talking racing, talking rubbish, and more importantly, trying to have some laughs amongst it. Welcome back, you guys. Nice to have us back now, going forth into the winter months, shall we?
It's like the travelling Wilburys have dug up Ray Harbison and they're playing middle of a town now.
Yes.
Very much.
It's similar, isn't it? It's similar. I saw Dave Brubeck at the Basingstoke Arts Centre. So that's almost as big a come down as Roy Orbison playing Middles for a Town Hall.
It's getting there,
unreal.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, Basingstoke Arts. He was a trio, and he's brilliant. He's a very old man, but you think, what's Dave Brubeck doing in Basingstoke? It's just extraordinary. But yeah, it's worth seeing.
I thought that were Peters and Lee. One of them were.
No, well, he couldn't fucking see John. He was blind, wasn't he? So
Was it?
Lenny Peters. It was a shotgun injury, wasn't it, that caused him to his blindness?
Did she shoot him then?
No, I don't think it was her. But I don't know whether it was a crime or he was a bit of a criminal. I don't know. I'm sure we'll be corrected on this. But it was a shotgun blast, took out one of his eyes and damaged the other one.
What, John's favourite?
Peters and Lee.
Growing up then, Peters and Lee. 100%.
My dad used to love them. I mean, Peters and Lee, fucking. I never saw the appeal, but yeah, people loved them.
Quite like Milligan and Nesbitt, actually. They're so Welsh miners. They kept winning.
Reeves and Mortimer, Mulligan and O'Hare was their skit folk singers. That was brilliant as well. Yeah. Right, racing this is about, isn't it? This is the subject's racing, horse racing. Yeah, yes, of course.
To know racing thing, don't want to...
Yes, they do. Mulligan and O'Hare and Peters and Lee. No, it's quite...
It's a shocking start to the show again.
It is, piss poor.
John, coming to you. Now the jump season's in full swing, so to speak.
Yes.
We're allowed to talk about the Fez, are we? I don't know.
We might as well. There's fuck all else to talk about with the jump season.
Cheltenham, right? Took place at the open meeting this weekend, and it was substandard in places, I felt. Just before going on to any of the racing, what did you make of the crowd on Saturday, at the very least? Anyway, they were boasting it was a new, bright, big, young audience. Poor Chris and his grey pound analogy rejected, shoved to one side for the flat cap young brigade that turned up at Cheltenham on Saturday, John.
Yeah, Roby Welsh said he was nearly trampled underfoot as a flock of them stampeded towards the bar.
Yeah.
They actually have a policy now, don't they, where they're targeting students?
Yeah, I've read bits on it. There's an organisation, isn't there, that gets students and young racegoers to go race.
It's only a matter of time before the gambling harm wonks jump straight on this and say, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yes.
It's a serious point, actually, because throughout our lives, when we came into racing, we did some form of education in terms of learning the game properly. It weren't just a case of watching Blogger on YouTube.
Yeah, here's racing, you can start going now.
Yeah, this is it.
It took a lot of time and energy to actually walk out.
A lot of Clive Holtz and a lot of 50p's paying fucking Patrick
100%.
Veach. He owes me 86 quid.
The phone box, 50p.
Yeah, fucking hell,
went into pound coins as well.
Yeah, bastard. Yeah.
You bastard, Patrick.
Yeah. Fucking, I want 86 fucking quid back, and I'll not take a
Especially
penny
when
less.
you spent 8 quid and you didn't get to third bet that were at maximum.
Yeah, exactly. Beep. Oh, for fuck's sake. Some old girl banging on the window. Are you going to be long? Fuck off. Yeah.
Like Clarence Peaks in Trading Place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dear. So this is a serious issue, right? So we've got a lot of youngsters coming into racing that wouldn't know the fucking front end from a back end. And don't seem any education things in place. We talk about safer gambling and stuff like that. That's the talk of the town right now, isn't it?
Well, aren't these ideal when you think about it? Because, as we've agreed, they don't want you to win. And the universities every year have a new intake. So it could be like a conveyor belt.
Oh, yeah.
Where the start uni, they get targeted for racing. They go 2 or 3 times. They do the bollocks in, they get pissed off, they stop going, but then the next lot are coming along, and everybody's happy.
I liken it to a conveyor belt of donuts in a factory, and they're all going along, and it's the one that's putting the blob of jam on the top, just to round it off. Oh yeah, that bit of jam on. And I think that's it, really. That it's perfect customers for, obviously, bookmakers, big corp, the way that the game's funded at the moment. I'm not saying that's always going to be the case, it'll be funded like this. God help not. I really want that to change going forwards. But as it stands, there is no education in place. There should be education in place for these youngsters, not just on about safer gambling. You ask on-course bookmakers, a lot of them will say that some of them don't even know what's a bigger price. They don't know that, say, 11 to 2 is bigger than 5 to 1, some of them.
No.
Education might lead to some of them winning.
Education. Well, it is a clever strategy, isn't it? I mean, you know, if you take it from the bookmaker's perspective, that's what you want, isn't it? An endless supply of rubes, as they say in America. You know, marks. That's what you want. That so it's perfect, isn't it? But how sustainable that is, I really rather doubt it. But if you listen to Harry Skelton, we're all wrong. Everything in racing is great.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he said it's brilliant. So who's right, who's wrong? I don't know. But he seems to think everything's fantastic.
I would think, in my experience, if you take the opposite stance to Harry Skelton,
yes,
you're probably on the right lines.
You're on the right side of history, I think. Yeah. Almost certainly correct.
As we know, guys, if any youngsters are listening to this podcast, and our average demographic age is 45 plus.
Today, people who buy their own cremation plans and sort of leap happily into their graves on time.
Start smiling while they're at bath.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes. You got to say that duo singing about simplicity cremations.
Yeah, that's fantastic, that, isn't it?
Who the fuck was in that audience? Who paid for a ticket to go and say that? What the hell is it all about?
People who die in front of the television, I think, that's the demographic, isn't it?
To be fair, that's where I want to go out, in front of television.
Do you? With 200 pints of milk outside?
Yeah, but not in a concert hall where somebody sings about cremations to you, though.
I don't want to do it in public.
No.
It scares me to death, kippering it in public. Everyone's seeing you wailing on the floor like an Atlantic salmon caught in a net.
No, you want to die in a chair, and so that you kind of rot into the chair, so they have to sort of cut you out. There's all like the body matter, like fuses with the fabric of your chair. That's what you want, isn't it?
That's my preferred choice.
Yeah, millions of maggots everywhere. That's what you want. So it's a real fuck up for the poor bastard's got to cut you out and clean up. Yeah, that's what you want.
What do you think? The Young Initiative good for the game? Can it be good for the game? I don't know. I'm sort of on the fence at the moment, but we've pointed out the pitfalls of this.
With the red glasses in Parliament and the big ass, she's going to be all over this after a year or two.
What's her name? Caroline Harris.
Yeah,
absurd figure she is. I mean, she's everything that's wrong with politics. She looks ludicrous. You know, if you want to be taken seriously, look serious. And you've got this sort of panchromatic fucking oaf is an elected member of parliament. I mean, look at this. It's like Timmy Mallett's fucking gone to seed. That's what she looks like. Dreadful.
Pinky Punky.
Exactly right, yeah. Fucking ludicrous.
For this, she'll be all over it, though.
Oh, you're right.
And rightly so. 100%. Rightly so. It's an open goal for them. It's an open goal.
You can only think that the gambling arm stats will go through the roof because uneducated people coming into betting and racing.
Yeah, pissed up as well. Think it's easy. You've got knobbins like Blogger going, just have everything you got on this 2-on chance. Oh, dear, it's got beat. Or just have someone else's money on it next time. It's ridiculous.
Imagine the first one to go public. I was a promising student. I went to uni with 5 A levels under my belt. And then I found horse racing.
Yes.
The next thing I found was my father's bank card.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm now living rough.
Yeah.
No. Again, this is why people go to school, go to university. They go to learn a subject, whatever the subject matter of horse racing. Like you, I think Chris or John, you said earlier on, we learnt racing, but these have just been like conveyor belted into racing with no knowledge whatsoever, zero, no study in the background.
Well, the concept of an apprenticeship in any field is really, really unfashionable. People want instant success. They don't want to learn. They don't want to study. They don't want to go through the hard grind of years and years of study to become skilled, they want it on a plate. All these wanker social media influencers, that turn up every year. So there's a jump season starts, got these knob ends putting up anti-post bets for horses at Cheltenham that won't even fucking run, let alone go to post with a chance. And people will see that, and wrongly, they'll assume, oh, he seems to know what he's doing. And that's how they get them into the game. And I think it's wrong because there's no study, no apprenticeship.
Now, bookmaking is an art form. I'm not talking about big court bean counting.
No, but proper bookmaking.
Bookmaking is an art form. When you look back in the day, and you used to get excited if you got a great book. And by that, I mean the first and second favourites were loose, but nearly everything else was big takers. And that's what bookmaking was all about, getting the front two in the book. If you can take a bit of field money for some others just to make your odds better, then all the better. That was old-fashioned bookmaking. Get the front two in the book and then see if you can get some field money in for some of the rest to make your odds better on the front two in the market that you've laid. And that was the art form. The better the odds you could get them in at, the better you'd fare. And it's the same in punting, but sadly, these folk coming in are going to be a little bit unaware of all what's going on around them. One thing that pisses me off, though, all these influencers, if you like, and podcasts and racing TV shows and things like that, they're all like dumbed down rubbish. Oh, have you had a great day today? Have you had any bets? Have you had any winners? Oh, what's that pint you're drinking? Oh, it's an IPA. Oh, that's nice. You got some nice shoes. All that shit.
We live under the tyranny of the stupid. That's the problem. The stupid will and have inherited the earth. Everything's dumbed down to the lowest common denominator. Now, television, radio, particularly social media content in horse racing and football, although football to a lesser extent, it's all about fucking divs, isn't it?
We'll have some more dumbed down content for you. It's racing review time this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's boring, yeah.
Dumbed down enough for most of this. Just the first one I'd like to discuss was the other day, of course, not on the Saturday, but I think it was on the Friday, the defeat of John Bon. Our Jack was keen to take that on behind the scenes, and he went to Cheltenham on Friday, so I think he's done well there. What was your views on John Bon after the old window?
Well, he doesn't like Cheltenham, does he? And he's probably a bit soft anyway. So when Lurd just showed Johnny Mattis at the top of the hill, I wasn't really all that surprised he got thumped.
No, I do think that John Bon is £7 to £10 better around Sandown than anywhere else. He thrives at that track. He probably goes okay, you'd say equally well at Kempton, places like that. But I agree with you. I think if you're going to get him beat, it's Cheltenham all the time, isn't it? He's not his favourite.
You would almost certainly say he displays a right-hand preference, which to me isn't a really common thing.
No. I have a right hand preference.
We know it.
Well, yes.
Yeah. I've heard you're multi-handed on that as well.
Yeah, ambidextrous, mate. Yeah, both hands at the bottom. Yeah.
Images.
What a thought.
Images.
Revolting.
Charlotte Russell, close your ears.
And Pip Larkin, I'm getting to vie for my affection now, you see, because people thrive in a competitive environment now, so it's Pip Larkin and...
You're becoming a cult.
I am.
You are.
Sorry, did you say cult? Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, you're becoming your own cult.
Yeah, I am. I want them to wrestle in oil for my affections. That's what I want, and that's what I'm aiming for.
Fry might join in at some point, all right.
Foxy boxing, that's what we want.
Yeah. Good old Fry,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Nice
she's welcome aboard, certainly, yes.
Well, didn't Kate Tracy say she'd wrestle Fry?
I think so. I think she wanted to punch.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, I think like her and Fry. That, if you stuck that on paper.
Oh, fuck me.
In
mud. In mud or cooking oil, I reckon, will be quite nice. Yeah, olive oil.
John,
something
subscribers
like
on that would be through roof, wouldn't they?
Oh, fuck me.
How far do you reckon Kate Tracy could chuck Fry?
It really wouldn't matter, though. That wouldn't be the primary reason to be watching, John. The outcome would be incidental, wouldn't it, really?
Well, it would, yeah. I was just thinking there might be another angle to this.
You'd have a right-hand preference there, wouldn't you? That's for sure.
Okay.
Barstewart's Patreon service coming soon. Tracy versus Fry.
Yeah.
Neither know about it yet, but anyway.
But that doesn't matter.
Right, that's going wrong this year. On to Saturday, John.
Yeah, gratefully on to Saturday.
Paddy Power Gold Cup, you tipped a winner in the 3-mile handicap hurdle, Kiki Joe. Did it well. I've mentioned that. I think that were about our only success of the weekend. So the big race, the Paddy Power Gold Cup, won by Panic Attack, successfully tipped up by Andy Richmond.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't Andy Richmond
He did. I've done Andy a disservice there. He nailed the forecast and he mentioned it in Traders Corner on Patreon, as well as telling everyone to go in at 10 on Panic Attack and 5.5 Vincenzo. So no flies on Richmond either on Saturday.
28 quid for
Yeah, no flies on you either with Kiki Joe. You paid for your 3 bets and a little bit of profit on top. Anything to mention on the Saturday?
Not really. I mean, I find these Cheltenham Saturdays in the lead up to the festival a bit meh, if you know what I mean. I don't think you're ever going to see any festival winners. And if you are, I think they're going to be like really obvious ones that are winning at 1 to 8 and stuff like that, you know. The Charms Hurdle Chad, I mean, if any of them are Charms Hurdle contenders, I'll stand tapping.
Yeah, fair point. Well made. I agree. There was very little eyed looking. Maybe some things in behind for the handicaps, maybe to watch back, but nothing that I'm thinking, oh yeah, we've got a real sort here for the Fez. I thought today was better in terms of not necessarily Cheltenham. We'll come on to Cheltenham in a minute, but I thought I'd give a couple of horses that I think are, I'm not saying bomb-proof, but I would say the first one definitely is Final Demand, that won the Race and Stay Irish Beginners Chase today at Navan. The 307 race totally destroyed Wingmen, who did run a good race and jump well. I think this horse is bomb-proof, and he's as short as 2 to 1 for the Brown Advisory. I won't lay 2 to 1 because this will go off 4 to 9 on the day if it stays fit. There's nothing will get anywhere near this. Nothing in race.
Well, we know Wingman's a bloody good arse in bad ground.
Gallops and did a lot right today. He was a lot calmer. He was more settled than I've seen him. And he jumped well in the main, barring I think he got the last quite wrong. But apart from that, he jumped really well in the main. And this horse just destroyed him. Absolutely destroyed him. There's not one horse can get anywhere near this. Not one staying chaser this year that will get anywhere near that. So if that turns up at Cheltenham, it's going to be one of your blogger bankers at 1 to 2, 4 to 9. So I wouldn't lay 2 to 1, no, because you're just basically laying whether it stays fit and healthy. I'm not saying, it's a great bet, but 2 to 1, I'd rather take than lay.
I'd agree entirely. Yeah, I wouldn't have a bar at laying him.
This horse is bomb-proof, and I'll tell you why he's bomb-proof. He travels, he jumps, he's uncomplicated. I'm not bothered what ground he's on today. It could be good ground. He's not inconvenienced by good. He's not inconvenienced by heavy. He's just a professional animal and just seriously good with a big engine. You ain't beating that if that turns up at Cheltenham in March. And I know, like people say, 2 to 1, but it's not for everyone. I accept. I would say you're going to be backing an odds-on shot if that turns up in March. So you're backing to be fit and healthy. The other one is a little bit more out the box, and I think some punters will appreciate this case I'm making. I did back the horse today. I also covered your Burport in the race, so I was disappointed not to collect, really.
He's having a bit of a heap, isn't he?
But I'm putting up a horse here that I think is a very, very big price now for the Beecher Chase on the 6th of December at Aintree. Yeah. It's Tanganyika. This is the one I backed mainly today. And I was impressed how this went through the race. It was into 7 to 4 pretty early. It was jumping that clean, and it's got a good running style for Aintree, stays well. People say, but it's been thumped by the winner. They've backed the winner in the Beach into like 8 to 1, Marble Sands. And yet you get 25s this, which is just absolutely ludicrous. And I'll say why it's ludicrous. Because I did have a butchers at Venetia's form, well, after the race, because this blew up. It blew up badly, I thought. It travelled and then it just stopped.
And I think when you look at where the winner and I think the second or third came from as well, it probably didn't pay to be on the front end unless you were Protectorat.
Well, Protectorat's a damn good horse.
Yeah,
and he's having to keep pace with that most of the way, and probably just found that a little bit taxing. But the stat here is Venetia. She's only had one winner since the start of this jump season, 1 from 12 now she is. That was Jello at Weatherby. Believe it or not, John, including that winner, she's only 3 from 69 since March. So this is a yard that's very much, I don't think it's got going. Despite everyone using the stats going, Venetia, this time of year, heavy ground. Yes, I think she really does peak in December, January and February, and then tails off.
She's not a summer jumps trainer. She likes to be in the garden with a tweed bikini and a smoothie, doesn't she?
And big boots on, John, for mud.
Oh, yeah.
That you'd ask her to leave on, no doubt.
Never forget the big boots.
Remember when she turned up in that like Japanese kimono type outfit at Cheltenham?
Yeah, that was a challenging wank, shall we say.
So Tanganyika, Beta Chase, folks, 25s with Skybet and Paddies. Have a little look at that because I don't think that's 25s on day. I think Venetia will start pinging in some winners probably towards end of this month, early December. The ones that have had a run, I think, are worth looking at. I think she's left them a little bit short this time. Might be just to fool a few people thinking they can just get on the Venetia bandwagon after an absence of a fences system, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that's I was going to mention that strongly. John, you today, anything that you saw in particular?
One of our tips, actually, and was fairly heavily backed. That was Class Lange.
It was, yeah.
I thought that got an awful ride. He was never really put in the race. It was only asked to try and make ground up when the pace was quickening.
It could be a case of your man wasn't on.
Could well be. It could well be. That's often the case, isn't it? If your man's not on, then that's it.
Your man's probably missed the price there, and he'll wait till the next day instead of the last day.
And have that out the back. I think yes, quite right.
I also think this might benefit from going up in trip as well. I think we'll say this next over 2.5, and I would expect a much improved performance.
Okay, folks, that's Class Lange that John went. Just one more mention today. I thought it was an unfortunate loser. It was Jordan's Cross in the 145 race. I love this horse physically. He's off a very good mark off 126. The handicapper might put him up a little bit for that because to me, he looked like he got the race in the bag at the last. Some will disagree. I can tell you the in-running prices at the last were 3s on the faller and 3-1 the winner. So the market agreed with me. I think he was strong at the finish last time at Aintree, and I think he would have been equally as strong there at the finish to beat the Honey Monster other horse that won the race. I think he's going to win a big Saturday handicap is Jordan's Cross, and I'm very excited to be supporting him. Providing the odds are good going forwards this winter, which you should expect, sir, if Honeyball decides he's going to run in some big handicaps on Saturday. So Jordan's Cross, very much one I am excited about going forwards. Anything to add, John? It's just more or less summed it up there.
Well, we also got another Popeye update on Constitution Hill over the weekend. I know people will say they've heard it all before, but when I see Constitution Hill now, he suddenly developed quality. Could there really be any more of a bullshit statement than that going out of a yard about something that's already won a champion hurdle?
Chris, does it bore you, the Constitution Hill thing?
Oh, massively. Almost as much as the Racing Review does every week. I mean, it's No, joking aside, it is, it's crushingly boring, isn't it? It's the same old nonsense and the Henderson wheeled him out. And it's the same, it's not just Constitution Hill, it's practically everything from Seven Barrows seems to be the subject of intense media scrutiny and in particular the focus of all these slop influencers always referring to Nicky. I mean, he wouldn't piss on them if they're on fire, you know.
I mean, where's that come from? You know, he suddenly developed quality. What the fuck is the man talking about?
Precisely. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense, and it's treating people like fucking idiots because, frankly, they are fucking idiots. That's the problem. People just seem to crawl all over these horses, don't they? I know it's suddenly developed quality. I mean, come on.
Well, the Racing Post just unquestioningly print that Codswallop.
Well, they're client journalists, aren't they? They're a lobbying group. They're not
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's shit. It's rubbish. And the terrestrial media is the same as well. They're all kind of, fawning over this character. He wouldn't give you the steam off his fucking piss. He really wouldn't. And the one time he's subject to challenge, he's sort of
you can probably power a car with that, man.
Totally, yeah. Totally. It's dreadful. Dreadful. They fawn, it's all hand-wringing Uriah Heeps. Oh, Nicky, how's he doing? And Fitzgerald, standing there like sort of standing sentry there between them. Oh, fuck off. I don't give a shit, frankly. And I think anyone with a brain doesn't give a shit either.
I agree with all the sentiments. Catherine Fry will tell you that Constitution Hill has been always overhyped. She said it for years on this show. Said that
correct,
that it's just a hype job, and I'm afraid she's been proven very right. And
Correct.
that's it.
Yes, she has. Yeah.
You know, it's no after timing from her. She was saying it when it was 5s on to win fucking. We're going to get bored, aren't we? Because he's going to run in the fighting fifth. We've got to wait until the fighting fifth. And then we'll get even more bored if it wins by 25 lengths at 3s on, beating Tree.
Yeah, or fucking falls over more likely.
Yeah.
It couldn't jump a twig last year, could it? That's the thing.
Nah, it's a confidence seemed to go for me. Totally. But
well, considering it was about to be a chaser, fucking
well,
Jesus.
it's interesting, isn't it? Because when they said they were going to school it, they wouldn't let anyone near the schooling grounds, right? It was like Endo and De Bonville.
Yeah.
And that's all they've ever done. They've schooled it, and that's that. And they've probably thought, no, it'll kill itself, and not bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So, just a few racing. We're short on racing questions this week.
We are short on everything, really, aren't
You
we?
fell out of love with us. We know we're shit. So, come to Bill Carson. He says, has Pumpkin stuck his neck out again this week with some comments? I'm not racing media oriented, and I don't follow much of the shit.
Don't follow the sport anymore. So
well, they don't let you have a bet, do they? I mean, absolute cunts, aren't they?
Shit, isn't it? Yeah. Boring, yeah.
No drama this end, it's called. Absolutely lagged up.
Yeah.
Nothing spectacular on the clock, in fairness. I'm just trying to...
But visually impressive.
Visually impressive. Probably heading for the Challow, which Nichols loves to win every year.
Yes, he does, yeah. when it's on.
Yeah, but he's comparing it to the tank there. No, that's a brave.
Well, I mean, I think he's got a kind of what's getting into people's consciousness. You know, he's hemorrhaging owners, isn't he? You know, he's not the force he was, so he's got to try and throw something out into the universe and say, look, you know, we're on our way back with this horse. Come join us, kind of thing. I mean, he's got to do something, isn't he? Because Skelton's mopping up everybody now, isn't he?
Yes,
this side of the water, anyway.
Yeah, Skelton literally is. I don't like giving him credit because personally, on his actions over the last few years with certain owners, obviously we know the famous case that gets brushed under the carpet, and of course
Teddy Beckett's carpet,
the continuing dirty Coral Cup and Fez winner kept winning with it and stopping it all year. Maybe the Irish know better, but Skelton played the game and fair play. But it is worth booing a little bit. Langerdan, that's the one, isn't it? Of course.
That's it, Langerdan, yeah. Spring horse, that. Spring
only
horse,
comes alive in spring.
Springs to life when they want it.
The application of cash.
Yes, correct.
Finds a fifth leg. Like Ron Jeremy with the Dallas Cowboys cheer.
Yes, exactly. In a constant state of tumescence, shall we say, yeah.
Right. Fair point, Bill. Yeah, he's probably lost the plot a bit there. But I suppose when you have an horse like that, you must long for another one that comes along as good as that. Must be the way of training that you long for another Frankel or whatever. But there you go. More racing questions before we get onto a subject regarding data and bookmakers and what they do with your data. Michael Verity's been on, and I like this question. He says, favourite niche, creative, lateral thinking, betting angles, edges that you followed for an extended period of time that proved lucrative. I'm going to kick us off with one that I had a lot of success with back in the day. So much so I got paid a lot of money off a certain tipping line to actually do the selections for them. It was a fitness system. Because back in the day, Chris, John, if you remember, trainers weren't blessed with their own all-weather gallops. They weren't blessed with advanced training equipment.
Absolutely
swimming pools, things like that. And the fitness angle worked a treat. And that's horses that were running between 3 and 5 days off. And the logic of that is simply because you think about it. You go to gym and you do a workout or whatever, or you do some fitness. The next day you're going after gym and you still feel stiff, don't you? Your body feels a bit fucking hell, it hurts like one day after. But 2 or 3 days after is when your actual work that you did that day starts to kick in. Works same for a horse. A lot of trainers as well were very fearful of running horses back quickly. You saw the quotes back in the day, didn't you? Oh, I don't like running them back quick, me. And it scared the market as well. So like the market thought, running backs are quick. They didn't bounce. They were just fitter. Yeah. They were fitter than what other trainers could get theirs. And it produced somewhere in the region, was working on like 15 to 30% ROI. It was incredible. And it lasted for about 2 years. But as with any system or edge that you create, eventually it gets overfished, overfarmed. Other people find it out. It's wrong to think that you're cleverer than everyone else. And eventually people do find things. And I think that's what happened. It got kind of overfished. The strike rate was the same, but the profits weren't breaking even. So that tells you all you need to know, that the market then started to ignore what silly trainers were saying about running them back quick. I think it does work now and again. It comes back like in periods. I do think fitness angles are good, especially I think with moderate trainers. I'm not going to mention trainer names, I think it's unfair, but if you've got like trainers that don't have many winners, certainly them that's running them back like we in 3 to 5 days, you know they're going to be bloody fit. And that's probably half a job that some of these lesser trainers are good at, is getting them very fit.
Yeah.
I'd say it does work. I'd say it's worth a look at, especially if you like one on form. Take a look at the fitness system. 3 to 5 days off kind of works. So I hope that gets you started and thinking. And it's interesting that questions came up because Michael Verity's asked for that question. And we said at the start of the show, punters are coming into this game absolutely clueless. And I think, again, lateral thinking, outside of the box, you can beat this game, 100%, without a question, proven by many over time. So, yeah, get thinking, folks. Get your edges, get your thoughts and logical... It's got to make sense. It's got to make sense. So whatever you do and come up with, let us know if you've got any angles like that you think work or did work over time back in the day. John, anything for you, either back in the day? We all know about your Beverly system and front runners. We know that one.
Yeah, I'll chuck this one in from when I was a kid, really. I mean, I'd only be 17, 18, you know. I got it in conversation with an old guy in a betting shop. And the system is, when the ground's riding heavy, 3 mile plus chases, you don't get so many of these days. But if there's one out the handicap that placed last time, back it.
Right.
I wasn't even at the point where I was keeping a proper tally back then. But I do know I had some very nice draws on bets in that sphere. 3 mile plus chases on bad ground. And when you think about it, it does make sense because you're talking about backing the horses. More than likely in form with a lightweight in bad ground. So chances are it's going to run well.
Yeah.
At risk of oversimplifying.
Everything's got to make sense, hasn't it? Stay in chase, lightweight. Yeah. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And why you're getting value, like in terms that people take too much into account.
It's a good starting point system, isn't it? You know, it's the sort of thing you could refine, you know, and say, well, don't back any of them if they've got gear on.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, I mean, you'd be impressed to find any with no gear these days.
Yeah, but another system I think is worth looking at, but this is something a little bit more niche and you've got to put a bit more work in, is low grade. So like class 6s and like when they used to have banded racing, which they might go back to, you never know. Blinkers for first time, because a lot of these horses are basically inconsistent and ungenuine. And suddenly, like, blinkers at first time at that level could just produce a mega performance out the blue. It can just improve about 40 pounds because
absolutely,
it's just tossed it off for all its life, and then you just stick the blinds on and then boof. It might do it for 1 or 2 runs before it reverts to type and thinks I can't be asked. That's worth a look at. Also, the opposite is headgear off angle. Look at a horse that's been disappointing in, say, visors and blinkers and cheek pieces for a while, as if it's bored. When they completely take the headgear off, I think, a good sign, because the horse might be just resenting the headgear. The trainer doesn't know. He thinks it might want headgear, but it might not. So that's another good angle. Like when the headgear's off, I've often seen them step back forwards when they do that. Again, if you think to logical lines of why things will improve or not improve, that's a good basis for trying to build an edge. Chris, anything from you, either when you were younger that you used to...
Well... Clive Holt's system was quite good, wasn't it? Last 2 wins, course and distance,
13 points.
That's right, 13 points. Last 2, if you win last twice in your course and distance when you can unload.
Yeah,
that's the only real system I used to follow early days.
He was a twat though in his book. I think it was Adoc or something, and he got a fine for max bet, 13 points. I bet he put it out on his line, the fucker. And then he's after time it winner because he says the fine for max bet won't go on ground, so he backed the second rated in.
Don't forget though, he had loads of pay packets unopened when he worked for the gas board.
Oh yeah.
He was making so much money punting, he didn't bother cashing his checks every week.
These brown paper packets in the cupboards full of cash.
Correct.
Good old Clive. Blast from the past. Great question, Michael. And we like questions like that because, again, it's creative thinking, which we like on this show, despite how dumbed down we sometimes can be with some daft food questions. And coming on to that, we're going to be starting a new show soon. It'll be available next Sunday, mainly on Patreon, but we're going to give it free to air for the first episode anyway, because we want you all to listen to it. And it's called Cook on Sunday. And it'll be me, John, Nick and Chris chewing the fat on the best foods and the best techniques, that, especially what John and Nick have got. Me and Chris will be like probably observant.
Just greedy. We'll just be the eating part of it.
Yeah, we'll just slag them off.
Yeah.
Next week is on Sunday roasts. So that's a great way to start. How John would basically love do his favourite Sunday roast, how Nick could do it, and then me and Chris will just fucking go yes or no.
We'll go Toby Carvery.
Yeah, we go Toby Carvery, I think. Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, £6 and a pint. There you are, lovely. Yeah, shove it up your ass.
I bet when you go to Toby Carvery, you have 3 meats, one, don't you?
Fuck me up. Yeah. I'll have like fucking one of them, a bit of gammon, bit of turkey, bit of beef, bit of pork. Yeah, that's it. I'm a nightmare.
Fucker.
Yeah, that's me.
So that's something to look forward to. I said no, whatever. You get a bit more of us anyway.
You get the best part of us, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Because the thing is, we're a racing podcast, but at the same time, we do like to talk about like blasts from the past, food-wise. Everyone are foodies, aren't they? We're all foodies.
Yes.
I think we're a lot more agreeable when we're talking about grub.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nicer subject, isn't it? There's nothing to get angry about, is there, really? Things like food and music's nice.
Yeah.
Well, you would hope so, but when we start doing the food reviews, we might finally start getting angry.
I think we should buy up all the bottles of remaining Sunny Delight that's left and give them all to our listeners. They should drink a full bottle while listening to the show.
And they turn orange like that kid in America. Yeah, fucking is orange, poor little cunt. Yeah, he's been tangoed,
Yeah, there you go.
We should send Gary Yates 6
bottles. I think so, yeah.
I see Gary Yates on YouTube's got with that Danny from Rate My Takeaway.
It's a disgrace. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be better than them anyway.
Yeah, they're shit.
We'll be funny.
We're going to take the internet by storm.
Absolutely. Why not? Shows you where racing's at, though, doesn't it?
Diversify.
Diversifying, indeed. Coming up to Ice Cold Cube's question now, and he said, Sir Jonas Lang, I think he's pleased you're back, John, because he said, he had a well-deserved break last week whilst Chris did a lot of the heavy lifting. Will we learn which Sunny Beach he was smoking cigars and sipping his drink of choice on? John.
Red car.
John likes his smoothies and shit like that. What drink are you into at the minute?
Blueberry smoothies.
I know it'd be some kind of blueberry.
But I also put some maple syrup and pecan nuts in there when I'm blending it up.
Fucking hell.
Look at that. See, this is a prelude to our cooking show. This is it.
Yes.
There you go. Blueberry smoothies with pecan
and a mousse bouche. Yes.
And some maple syrup. How's this for a tantalizer?
I mean, it tastes like shit, but that's what he puts in it. So.
It's very delicious, actually.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, sounds nice.
I know for a fact as well that the first show will be good because John's got a top cheese tip for next week. Well.
Yes, always
finish your
good.
Sunday roast for you afterwards. Or, of course, during
cheese
racing,
board.
the old cheese board comes out with a pate.
Yeah, crackers and all that.
The crack and rum. No doubt in John's house.
Yes, that's tremendous recommendation. That was the was it black cherry and vanilla. That is fabulous.
Yeah.
Add some of the other. Yeah, it is delicious. You can one of the few drinks, even if you don't like alcohol, and I'm not a great fan of alcohol, you can drink that neat. It's that good.
Yeah.
Coming on to a slightly more serious topic, but I've had a chap get in touch with me. Well, quite upset really, and probably rightfully so. This is regarding personal data. And as you know, since the arrival of affordability checks, companies are requesting your data. Could be bank statements, could be mortgage statements, earnings, linked account, your wife's account, because if you've received money from her, they try and get your account in. They try all sorts of tricks. Bastards. So he got in touch with me, been in touch with me a while now, and like I said, it's kind of a serious topic because I think it's got ramifications for us all down the line. It's all right saying, well, it don't affect me. It might not now, but it probably will do. So he got restricted by Bet365 in 2023. So back in January 2024, he asked them to remove his personal data, which basically under GDPR laws, he has every right to do, and they have to adhere to his request, and they have to respond within a month as well at the latest from his request. Well, they never responded. They were ignoring his correspondence, which again is against the law. He wrote again late in October in 2024, asking for clarification on how they will be using his data going forwards. And again, they didn't respond, but eventually they did. And they said they plan to hold his data for 5 years, which again was another confirmation of said firm, Bet365, breaking GDPR laws. Chris, so this is a serious subject because whilst it might not affect many people within the game, once they start asking for your data, for example, Betfair's had a recent data breach swept under the carpet. Marks and Spencer's another big concern, big data breach.
Co-op's another one.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Go on.
I am told by one of my VPN things that my details are held on the black market and it's available for 80 pence.
Yeah, which is more than your net worth. So anyone who buys that is fuck. The same as me, which is what you've been had over. Yeah, fuck me, this poor cunt's got nothing. Yeah, so I can have my fucking data, my passwords, is fucking fuck all and plenty of it. Yeah. I mean, but you're right. You see, this is the problem when you entrust private companies, businesses with holding personal data, and this is always going to happen. Right now, say what you like about government organisations, they are flawed in many ways. But generally speaking, government organisations are pretty good at keeping people's personal data secure. Right. So you very, very rarely read of government departments where there's been a huge data breach, because government takes it seriously. There are protocols in place, and the people who operate or hold that data in government tend to take their job seriously. But when you entrust the management of personal data to a private company, you can see by the Betfair chat help facility, you don't know who the fuck's dealing with it. You don't even know if the people holding that data or keeping it secure are based in the UK. So all of these breaches are inevitable, and inevitably there's going to be lawsuits following, as there are. There claims management companies. You look at your Twitter feed and say, were you one of the X 100,000 people affected by the Marks and Spencer's data breach, the Co-op data breach? This is what you get when private companies are entrusted with looking after people's personal data, and I'm afraid it's you reap what you sow. This is going to happen all the time.
Are we going to see the old "Did you drive a fucking Mercedes diesel"?
You are seeing it now. Earlier, totally. I've seen 3 adverts today on my X feed, which is, were you affected by the Co-op data breach, the Marks and Spencer data breach? Because it's cheap money. It's easy money for claims management companies and lawyers. Yet sign them up. You get sort of, I don't know, a couple of £100 maybe, and it's a nice earner. It really is. But the more serious point is not, well, at least I'll get a few £100. It's that, you've got private companies dealing with personal data. And we've said this for years, when you're having to send in a mortgage statement and a passport and private financial documents to justify having a bet or withdrawing money that you won. This is the madness of modern society, that we kind of tolerate it. Well, we don't tolerate it. There's not much we can do about it. But it's like, oh, well, yeah, go on then. Yeah, we'll send them mortgage, because they've got you by the bollocks. You want your money out, you've got to send them that. And it's disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. But this is what happens. These companies do not have your best interests at heart. You said it time and time ago, bookmakers, they do not care about you. No. Right, they'll do their best. They'll do the minimum that's required in the law. But frankly, they don't give a fuck. Not really. That's it's really terrible. You'll take your data seriously. They don't take it seriously at all. Why? Because it's expensive, and they don't want to add any more costs to their operating base. So they do the bare minimum. They'll outsource it to fucking Lithuania or wherever. Pay people £6 an hour, and boo hoo. We've lost something. Oh well.
Yeah, it is, and I get why this chap was upset after, because he's right. Yeah. He's right. At the end of the day, if no one takes a stance, if we all just go, "Oh, fuck it, we're not bothered," then nothing ever gets done.
You see, it's an interesting argument, because you see, without sort of overstepping the mark, but you think, the increase in terror attacks, right, or incidents involving people of a particular persuasion, right? Yep. You would think that would stoke the fires of rebellion and pushback. But actually, my theory is it does the opposite. it kind of desensitizes people so that people are becoming more attuned to the idea that this is part and parcel of modern society, and shrug your shoulders, what can you do? Well, and I think it's having the reverse effect.
And a perfect sort of like evidencing point to that, obviously going away from racing, is the 7/7 bombings.
Yes.
They shut down London. It was world news. You couldn't enter London. They'd shut the whole capital down. I know because I was going to Warwick races, and on the motorway it said, London, do not attempt to enter London.
No, because it's a ring of steel.
But I think if it happened now, I don't think they'd give a fuck.
No, I really don't. And you know, it's like the Southport massacre. It's like, oh, isn't that terrible? Let's light a tea light. You know, and that's the kind of British public's response to these sort of things. Oh, well, let's all hold hands and sing and light a little candle. You know, and so what it does, I think it desensitizes people. Yeah. It's like, oh, you know, another stabbing. All right, the thing about, I think it was Peterborough on the train, people marauding through with knives. People go, oh, isn't that terrible? Yeah. Well, that's been buried now. You won't find a media report of that in the last few days. It's gone, finished.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I think that's it. I think that more people should complain. And my advice is to complain to a body called the ICO. Now, a lot of people say the ICO aren't fit for purpose. They are the people you complain when you believe that a company is acting unlawfully regarding your personal data. They're the ones that are supposed to investigate it. But if you don't do it and you just moan and complain and then move on, nothing will get done, and they'll carry on doing it.
Correct. So you have to use the tools at your disposal, and the ICO, you know, has many faults, but it's not as useless as people think. You know, the ICO only relies on referrals. If you don't report breaches to the ICO, they're going to say, well, it wasn't reported. What do you want us to do about it? So make use of the tools, however imperfect they are, and make a noise. Because these companies do listen to the ICO because they have to, right? So you know, complain.
Thanks for that, Chris. Agree with plenty there. What do you think, listeners, on this? Are you comfortable with handing your data out to bookmakers? Let us know. Keep letting us know any bad stories you've had, and we'll put them on the show. Highlight these bastards for what they do. Moving on slightly now to John made a point on his questions thread today about it's awards season.
Hurrah!
Broadcaster of the Year, awards. Hurrah! Hurrah! Award. What are we winning, John?
I wouldn't have thought we'd win anything this year.
Nah, fuck all.
I think we're becoming increasingly unpopular as the year.
But didn't you have to enter? I think you had to self-nominate, didn't you?
Oh, is this the Racing Post?
So I had a look at that, and I pulled out the rules, and you had to sort of enter and provide 2 minutes of content, which is a word I hate, but that's the word. Your content sort of showcasing what you're offering. So we could send 2 minutes in, couldn't we? We could have done.
We could send 2 minutes in, but given the last mention we got in the Racing Post was a complete fucking hatchet.
Oh,
yes, quite. Absolutely. Yes, there is that, yeah.
I don't think we're
not welcome at the table.
Spending our time very frugally.
Kate Tracy and Catherine Fry mud wrestling, but that was about 2 minutes.
We could have done 2. Chris, you could have sent that one on behalf of the Bastards.
Yeah.
I'd have sent one of John's famous BHA rants that has got notoriety.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I'd just send that in.
Just send them to. That's an example. This is what we're about. This is in our DNA. What do you mean we haven't won anything? Yeah.
Yeah. The usual suspects will win.
Of course they will.
I'm fans of several racing journalists. Big fan of Rishi Prasad. He's my all-time favourite. Right. And obviously, I've got time for Matt Chapman. Some haven't.
Yeah, me too.
I have.
Yeah.
I think he's done well out of his career and what he's done.
Played to his strengths, hasn't he? And he does it very well.
He's still a gravy trainer, and he's orange.
He is. Yeah.
He certainly served up some decent stuff, and
he plays a character. Doesn't he? He plays a character.
Absolutely. You know, and that's important because I think he brings a bit of fun into the game that sometimes is rather missing with these monotone sorts. That's my views there. Right, one question to finish the show. It's a bit of a light news week this week, so not really got much to add in terms of what we've already said. But Doncaster, who seems to be into his species and all sorts of fucking Bert Doncaster, God almighty.
What's he into? I didn't hear that. What's he into?
He got excited. He's seen a sign in some toilets that was about somebody, I don't know, shitting all over the place in the or leaving the shitty pants around or something. I don't know. So he's into some shit like that. Anyway, he goes, "What's the best impromptu sign that you've come across?"
Impromptu sign?
Yeah.
What on earth question is that?
Well,
did he set the questions for 3, 2, 1
no.
or something? That's impossible.
I used to remember them. They were great.
Oh, they're impossible. That you needed a sort of a fucking Nobel Prize, didn't you, to get anywhere near those questions? They were impossible,
like
absolutely impossible.
You're 7-2 with the field, aren't you? If someone's laying you out like
a million,
like, no one's any idea.
No, you're in a Fields Medal in mathematics.
But it's on about like when somebody leaves a sign on somebody's windscreen saying, "Do you mind not fucking parking your car there every fucking day so I can't get out of my own fucking door, you wanker," or something like that.
I got one of them at the hospital. I didn't say the sign, but apparently I parked in a spot reserved for a project manager.
Okay. Right.
I got a full A4 sign written and put under my windscreen wiper.
Right.
Basically telling me what an absolute disaster of a human being I was, a selfie. Well, it was everything bad, and I hope you get cancer, to be honest.
Yeah, well, if you do, don't come here because we can't fucking treat you. Yeah,
if you do, you're fucked.
You're fucked. My God.
Yeah.
Absolutely savage. And I genuinely haven't seen the sign.
Well, okay, I've got one. I used to live in a place in Essex. I won't mention it, but it isn't particularly savoury. And we had a woman next door who was an unpleasant drunk, right? And I came home one night, and she had pinned a bed sheet to the top floor, to the top window. And it said, and she'd spray paint to Marjorie, "I fucked Alan last night." Right now, Alan was presumably Marjorie's husband. So I came off, oh my fucking days.
I almost wondered what Zoe was doing now.
Yeah, precisely. Very good. Yeah. So anyway, and she's one of these people that used to bang on your door sort of at 10 o'clock at night drunk, and sort of she used to force her way in. And one night she forced her way in. She sat there like drinking us out of house and home. It was really awkward. We wanted to go to bed, and she was quite a volatile character. And said, like, "How are we going to get her out of here?" So I said, "Oh, we've got to go now." I think her name was Anne or something. Yeah, it was. "Oh, no, it's fine." We said, I can't get in my house. I've locked myself out." "Oh, for fuck's sake, can I stay here?" No, not really, Anne, not really. Does your son live nearby?" "Oh, yeah, he lives nearby." "Okay, well, look, I'll take you round to your son's house and we'll drop you." I thought, fuck me. So I got her in the car, and she was there pissed out her head, shouting out the window. So we drove round. This is about fucking 1 a.m. onto this estate. And I said, where's his house? There. Bang on the door, tap, tap, tap. Fucking geezer opens the door. Who's like fucking 7-foot skinhead in his boxers. So I said, "Good evening. Hello there. Your mother's locked herself out of the house, and she was wondering if she could stay with you." And he disappeared behind the door, not a word of a lie, and pointed a crossbow at me and said, "Are you that cunt Alan that's fucking my mum?" I said, No. So I got all middle class. I said, "Oh, no, I'm a neighbour. I'm just a neighbour, a well-wisher." He said, You sure he's not Alan? Because he's not going to put a bolt through your fucking head." And she goes, No, that ain't Alan. It's the next door neighbour. I thought, fuck me, I'm going to get a crossbow bolt in my head for just dropping his old woman back. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, he didn't say anything. He just returned to the door with a bow and arrow. Pointing at me, he said, "You're fucking Ali, you're fucking my mum." I said, "I'm not fucking your mum." I said, "I'm a neighbour. I'm a neighbour."
The suburbs of Essex.
Oh, fuck me. You see Ed Moses, I'd have beaten Ed Moses to the car from his front door when he turned around. Fucking now, I was leaping over fences. Get the fucking car, open the door, get out of this place. Christ. Anyway, and the postscript of this story, she died in her armchair and they had to cut her out. She wasn't discovered for about 4 weeks. So there you go. After we left. Yeah,
so that's where the armchair
moulded into the chair she was, poor old cow. But there you go. There we are on that cheery note.
Finish it off, Chris. There must be a cult of the week this week. Surely a cult.
There isn't. I think I might have exhausted cult of the week. So I think we might need to, a bit of mission creep. I think we need to be going on right-wing terror group of the week.
Yeah.
Let's do that. But yeah, cults, I mean, because they're all quite samey, because everybody knows the main ones. That's boring because you can go on YouTube and Netflix and all that. So kind of the other ones, they're all the sort of same. So I think, unless I find a good one, we'll look at something else, I think, for next week.
Okay. That's fine. Hope you've enjoyed this pile of crap this week. We certainly have. It's good to be back in your ears, coming in your ears on a Sunday evening.
That's extra. That's extra.
So don't forget to tune in to the sermon next week. We're operating on normal schedule. And of course, the initial launch of Cook on Sunday. I'm Nick Cook, and that's all from us. Bye for now.